What's going on YouTube? I am bringing you a replay using the Fairy Frog deck that I did a deck profile on that all four of you who watch this video might have watched. Here I'm playing against Raw Noodle, someone I know in real life. He is using the new Dragon list that was running Raikos that topped the Ribbit. I am using the Fairy Frog deck, like I said. Let's go ahead and fast forward, and I'm going to actually hide his hand. Obviously, his hand's real good. I need to show my hand. Whoops, there we go. So my hand's not looking bad either. You know, I have live Econ, Battle Fader, both turn on Christia. So I do want to just bring back that Christia right away because I did see his hand was pretty weak. It was Gores, that thing, Debris Dragon, MST Solemn. He didn't set the Solemn, so this was a pretty easy decision for me. I don't know what he drew. He has to draw his way out of here. Upstart Goblin hopefully does not get him where he's going, but it does, as you will see right here. I do get some good hits with the Alchemist, so Christie goes back to the top, and I swing in for 18. He is going to run over my Alchemist next turn. I do decide to get back the Alchemist. Oh, let me go ahead and do this real quick. Yeah, I get back the Alchemist because, you know, Alchemist just lets me cycle into Battle Fader anyways. I do have the enemy controller here to take control of the Kokomare. He does Solemn this, though, because he knows it'll be sacrificed if not, so I bring that back. And I go ahead and activate. I figure I might hit something pretty good off of it. And he sacks for Caius and banishes Treeborn. Interesting decision here. I'm not going to say that was right or wrong decision, but now that the thing's gone, I do get back Battle Fader, which turns on one of my Christies again. And I just pass, because now I can, if I wanted to, drop Fader, drop Treeborn, but he's drawn a lot of cards. I knew that he had the Raikou, so I didn't want to do that. I do go into Caius to go ahead and banish that Raikou and crash, and that to me was really my best win condition. Here I could have Battle Fadered, but again, I think I'm able just to kind of put off playing any cards because I had the Shining Angel in my hand to turn on the Christias. Yeah, here I just go ahead and leave the Swap Frog on board to go ahead and get that Mirror Force activated with the set, but he does have Dust Tornado, which is interesting. I do still have the Battle Fader, though, to turn on my Christie at any point, which I was going to plan on using it here. He does make the good play, and he doesn't attack, because he does know I have the Battle Fader back. And here I just go crashing. Yeah. I don't know what he draws. He gets rid of that, knowing that I can't do anything. Yeah, let's just start whittling his resources. I think his Mirror Force and Torrent were already gone. There really wasn't anything that I was fearing, especially when I had the other Christia and the Econ there. Here I'm just honest, and that's game. That's game. I probably could have taken advantage a few turns earlier by summoning Christie a little bit earlier, but I don't like being too overly aggressive with frogs. Now here you see kind of a similar hand. I do have the Christie again. Here I do MST because I don't want any of my plays to get destroyed. What I was actually, or stopped by pulling the rug. I was expecting him to side those in. What I was kind of thinking about doing was just special summoning the Swap Frog and then summoning Junk Synchron and going into like Brio and bouncing. I kind of figured that that was going to be a Raikou. The reason I didn't Brio bounce is just because it felt like a waste at that exact point in time. So here, what happens here? I think I just sit on this. I could have crashed and tried to summon Christia, but this is a really good matchup for dragons, in my opinion, just because maybe it's good. I don't know if you consider it good or bad that Christia actually just smashes into Red Eyes. But, yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. He does deck Devi. I did priority tribute with the substitute to get out the dupe. However, it didn't matter. And here, I get that Christie again, and this hand's looking really good. Now, here's an interesting card. Let me hover over this. Arcana Force the Fool. This is a pretty solid card that I do side in. It is summonable off of a Nova Summoner, and when you can see, when it comes out in defense position, I get to flip coin. If it's tails, it basically just negates everything that targets it. So whether that be Caius, Brain Control, Icarus Attack, depending on the matchup, I don't know, enemy controllers, Zaborgs, whatever, right? I can just go ahead and kind of just ignore all that stuff with him, and he just kind of blocks off all that decks. I know dragons typically have problems with Spirit Reaper, so I figure why not the Fool? He does have Lightning Vortex, however, gets him out of a bad situation. I do have this Christia that I think's about to put in a lot of work, but he has the Brain Control, and if there's anything I know, is Brain Control and Caius are just absurd cards. So I'm good though. I'm sitting on the Shining Angel Christia. Here, I just summon my Caius because I don't want to lose to something. I do mess up. I thought that deck Devi got rid of my Caius, but yeah, I don't have a real way to out Red Eyes. That's why I'm saying this is a good matchup for dragons, because Red Eyes is just a tough card. And here he does make a really good choice. Most players, in my opinion, I think would go after the Treeborn, but he gets rid of the face down. I only needed one more fairy to turn on my Christia, and that fairy would have been that shiny angel and probably won me the game. In here, I just lose because he has last card, Plague Spreader. Yep, so I lose this match. Let's check the next match. Whoops, right after it though. Let's check out the next match. Also against Ruben, and here you can see I win. I went on a couple of games here. Here we'll play against Ruben in this one. Same guy, same deck. I did win though, as you did see, that was a win. He does get to go first. I lose the RPS. That's okay. I have my hand. We will fast forward again, make this go a little bit faster to run through here. And you can see like the opening hands for my deck, they're turning out really well. Here, I know that he has like Card Trooper and Raikou, so we just go through, we cycle through the whole deck. I just end on Duplock. Duplock usually works really well for a lot of players. It just does not work well for me, however. It never usually works out. Here he makes an interesting play. He synchros into Red Dragon, which actually you'll see is really good for him. I don't know what his hand was. I kind of want to, let's see it. Let's show both. I don't know if Red Dragon Archfiend made his hand awkward. Yeah, I guess he couldn't play the Raikou because of it. And it really hurt because I couldn't go, you see Junk Synchron, I couldn't go into Yugioh to steal a monster. So it was actually a really good play on his part to choose that. I don't know why he chose that, but 2,500 or 3,000 is just pretty strong. Here, I do prio return the Caius in case he has Torrent or something of that nature. And I know that that's a Raikou. Did I know? Maybe I just had a feeling. And I just wanted to return it. Here he does go into Red Eyes, but I do Herald it because I just can't beat that field. He goes for the draw, doesn't get anything. He vortexes, and here between my own draw phase and Treeborn, I'm feeling good. He's down low. The only thing that can stop me is, I guess, maybe the Pokemon could have stopped me there, but I had Caius and I ripped into heavy. His back rows didn't mean anything anyways. And here you can see another really good hand, but he has Dust Shoot, unfortunately. So again, just predicting it's right, or predicting it's Raikou. I just go into it because I have to get rid of it. Nothing I can do. Set the Torrent, pass. I do have to Torrent the Reaper. I'd rather have Torrent than Mirror Force. Torrent's definitely better against dragons than Mirror Force is because Mirror Force lets him go all the way into where Torrent can, interrupt plays. Yeah, he knows that's Mirror Force, and he does crash here, unless we get back that Vanity's Fiend. So you can see Soul Exchange into Vanity's Fiend pretty good, but I think he has a way to Raikou. Raikou's just a really good card in slow control grinding matchups. Really, really good card. I know I gotta get rid of it. I figured Vanity's Fiend's gonna go, might as well as banish the Raikou, not get a mill. And here, I do wait because I wanted to put something on the board. I could use Substow, but I still have a Duplock left in deck, so I do want to use that just to out whatever it is. I could have Fadered, worst thing comes to worst. And I think I did up Fader to 3. I think at this point I up Fader to 3, and I'm really enjoying it. And here, I waited because I know I'd have access to Unifrog, which is why I stopped on Substitoad and Dupluster. I think he waited too long on the deck Debbie, so it allowed me to get both Unifrog and Swap Frog back, as opposed to just getting, if he would have standby phase, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But I guess I understood why he waited. He didn't know if I had Unifrog or, I don't know, we'll see, whatever. I did leave one Substitoad left in deck, specifically for one reason that you'll see coming up, and I didn't want to take the damage. I did not want to take this damage. And I left one sub just so I could double sack into Christia. And I'm not feeling great because I just didn't have enough cards. I have one more turn, and I don't get it. Yeah, unfortunate. So I think this goes into game 3. That was a really long game, to be honest. And that's why I'm saying Dragons just have a really good matchup against Frogs and Fairies, and certainly against Frog Fairies. I'm guessing his hand's not the greatest starting off with that. And here we just crash. What do I end on? I think I actually summoned Arcana Force the Fool. And look at this. I get Tails. So it's completely untargetable by basically everything. His only out to it is going to be Lightning Vortex, Torrent, Heavy Storm, not Heavy Storm, something like that. And he does just go for Torrent on his next turn. And I just get it back. I just do it all over again. And you can see it slowly grinding the advantage. And it'll just continue. Christia back to the top. And here we just go sub. We end on the, he tries to, he can't get special summoned, and we just end on a dupe lock into, well, not dupe lock, but, dupe freeze into Christia. And he has a nice Vortex, but we get that Christia right back. I don't think I can summon it right away. In fact, I'm not sure I summon it at all for the rest of the game. Oh, yeah, I do. Actually, I have to discard, and I just summon Christia right back. So I take some damage. That's okay. I got Brain Control Christia. Brain Control's too good. It's too good of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So that's game. And then we have one more against Rico. I played one guy, though. He was playing Samurais, and I don't think that he drew particularly well. Actually, he drew pretty well, but he actually had... it's worth showing just to show how many back rows fairies can play through. Hero play against Rico. He's on Hero Frog, presumably going to be the Fraser Smith build, standard stuff. I could have waited on this turn and just gone Dimensional Alchemist. I want to keep the Alchemist in hand, just something to go last as long as possible with the Herald, but you can already see Herald's going to be really good in this matchup. I got Gores, I got Herald, I got Treacherous. I messed up really bad this game, I'll tell it right now. I have Treacherous set, and I have the option for game with a Christie on board, and I just don't flip it. It doesn't even, like, cross my mind. And I know right here he's looking at his hand, and what's his hand? He's just thinking there's no way. I can feel it. Miracle. He has Soul Exchange, and he uses it, but he has Miracle, Battle Fader, all that stuff. I do stop that because I do want to keep the Gores. He doesn't attack. I don't know if that was a misplay. I'm not sure why he didn't attack. It didn't matter because I could just Treacherous, but you know, I got a good Alchemist hit to give another Alchemist, and we just use Alchemist again next turn. And actually, I think I hit Caius. Another Christia, so not great, but not bad. I think that's actually my fourth fairy. Yeah, so that was really good. It was actually really good because now I got a live Herald. And right here, I could just use the Treacherous, and I'm just not, I don't even look at his life. I don't even look. But we go ahead and blow up his board, and it's game next turn right after this. Yeah, we just roll into game 2. I think I take this game as well. Let's see, just we side in the Book of Moon and Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot's really good against frogs, in my opinion, just in general. And Dust Shoot just good, and he snipes that Dust Shoot. Oh, so good. Book to help against Vanity's Fiend or something like that. If he has Caius, I'd rather keep this on board. Turns out he does have Caius. We'll see that next turn. Next turn? Maybe 2 turns. Did he have Caius? I think he did, because he summons it. No, he had Vanity's Fiend. Okay. We get Archery Born online, and yeah, we already have 2 monsters for the Christia, but I draw into Caius. Now here I kind of debated between sacking the Alchemist or the swap. I think Alchemist was a little bit better. Yeah, because see, I wanted to get the Alchemist effect just to get that Caius back in. We're even in cards. I think he's up a little bit now. But I got the Caius, which I don't know if this is the right play. So he brings this out. I use Caius. Maybe I should have banished the 0. I don't know if it mattered because I go Soul Exchange. Maybe I should have banished 0. But I knew that he had the alias, so I don't think it actually mattered because he would have had a hero in water regardless. I think just getting rid of the Treeborn Frog is a little bit more important at this point. And this Fader, as long as he doesn't have Vanity's Fiend, this Fader's just gonna do exactly what I want it to do. And you see here, it does. I can just hold Fader until the very end, and that's game right there. So you can see this deck kind of, I don't want to say completely overwhelmed, but he didn't have a bad hand by any means. He had all the good frog cards. You know, he had the Brain Control, the Miracle to go into that. He had the Caius, the Shadows, Junk Synchron, Gores. He had everything, but just with standard fairy stuff, I was able to play around it. Christie allows me to get in big hits, so I do recommend if you're into frogs, try this fairy frog deck. And I will go ahead and show this last one. I think it does a good job of just showing how resilient the fairy portion of the deck is. And the reason I say that is because he doesn't get them off, but he does have access to double Starlight and Solemn. I do have MST, so he only gets 1 off. And you see he's playing Sam, so you know, not the best. And he doesn't draw the best by any means. And he does leave this on board when I have Nova Summoner and Christian. His back rows are what, Bottomless and 2 Starlights, I think. Yeah, and I just take the challenge. I said if he has D Prison, he has D Prison. I feel confident enough with this hand that, you know, I can still get out a normal summon Christia for sure. But here I am just able to go into Honest to get back to hand. And I go into Honest because I know I was going to get a Recruiter back. And Recruiter direct attack is 1400. Plus 2 Honest is 1400 each. Plus another Recruiter. Right? And so here we'll go for it. And look at this. So this deck is just able to play through everything. Obviously, my hand was really good, but so were all of his back rows. I just start playing through everything. So that's, like I said, we got 14, we got 14, we got 14. And that quickly adds up to 4,200. And that's game. And he just quits. And I understand why. I'd be pretty upset, too, if I just saw someone play through Stardust Dragon, Solemn, and 2 Starlight Roads. I'd be like, there's no way. But that was a quick exhibition of the Fairy Frog deck. Let me know what you guys think. I've really enjoyed it. I really recommend it. Just try it out. Don't try anything special. Let me know what you think. Have a great day, and bye.